Lebanon, Oregon, April 1st, 2013. While clearing the grounds of his property, Jeff Smith loops a chain around a tree stump and attaches the other end to his tractor. But when he throws the 3,000-pound vehicle into reverse, disaster strikes.
My boots were fairly muddy, and my foot slipped off the clutch. And the whole tractor just tipped flat back over on me. The steering wheel ended up bearing into my chest, right about where my heart is, and pinned me in between the tractor and the ground.
Pinned beneath 3,000 pounds of steel, Jeff screams out in agony. His anguished cries draw the attention of his teenage daughters, Hannah and Haley. But with the nearest town 20 minutes away, there's no time to wait for help to arrive.
While my dad was under the tractor, he couldn't breathe. His oxygen was really low. He kept going in and out of consciousness. He was pale. His lips were kind of blue. Me and my sister knew at that point that we were the only ones and the only chance that my dad had.
I was just like so frozen and just so shocked. And I go and I look at my dad. He's just like, could not talk. And his blood vessels in his eyes, you could see them popping one by one. And it was just horrible. I had no idea what to do. So my sister says, come help me lift it.
As their father gasps for breath, the two sisters frantically grab the front of the massive tractor, set their heels into the ground, and lift.
When we tried to lift it, it did not move. I was just done. And Hannah's just screaming, we have to do it again, we have to do it again. And I just remember putting my hands up and I was just like, pow. And she just said, count. And so we counted. And I just remember thinking, like, God, help me. Give me the strength to do this. And she said, 1, 2, 3. We lifted it.
Together, the two teenaged girls managed to hoist the tractor 1 foot off the ground, allowing their father enough room to wiggle out and escape.
My girls lifted a 3,000-pound tractor off me and saved my life. So, I mean, if my girls had not have shown that kind of mysterious strength of being able to lift that off my chest, I don't think I would have lasted another 5 minutes. What boggles my mind to this day, which is almost 10 years later, is that they were able to do it. It's just to be able to lift that much weight and save my life is incredible. It's insane to think that that was even a possibility.
How did two teenagers, each weighing no more than 125 pounds, find the strength to lift a massive tractor? Scientists believe the source of their superhuman strength may have actually been a surge of adrenaline.
There's many stories that you hear about of people doing superhuman feats of strength. And this usually is driven by adrenaline. Adrenaline's that hormone that can tap into resources of strength that you might have when you need it in that split second to drive your whole body to push to the limits and do whatever is necessary. You see it in battle, you hear about it in an emergency. Adrenaline can make the body do amazing things.
Scientists have been studying the remarkable effects of adrenaline since it was first discovered in 1901.
Jokichi Takamine was a Japanese chemist who spent most of his career in the United States. And he's the first person to identify, purify, and eventually trademark adrenaline. And he was able to isolate the naturally occurring hormone adrenaline in sheep and oxen and to withdraw it and to purify it.
Jokichi Takamine described the whole idea of the adrenaline rush as a harnessing of reservoirs of power and a violent sort of explosion of energy that occurs in people who are in crisis situations.
Did a rush of adrenaline allow Hannah and Haley Smith to lift a 3,000-pound tractor? It's a fascinating possibility, and suggests that we all have untapped strength that can be unlocked at a moment's notice.
I feel like that their love granted them enough power to be able to do what they had to do. But when it comes down to it, I think everybody's got a little bit of that kind of superhuman ability in them. It's just a matter of tapping into it and finding the right situation where it drives them to do it.